Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Sephora Spring Savings event. It did start on the 5th for Rouge level members. The other two levels, VIB and Beauty Insider, will be starting on the 9th. The sale will continue through the 15th for all members. To be a Beauty Insider, that is free. You just sign up on the Sephora website, and then to reach the other tiers, you do have to spend a certain amount to get moved up to that next level. All levels will get 30% off of all Sephora brand products. Beauty Insiders will get 10% off of everything else. VIB will get 15%, and then Rouge level will get 20% off of everything. Now, 30% off of Sephora brand stuff is awesome. 10% off to 20% off of everything else is awesome, but it is not an excuse to go crazy, okay? This is a good opportunity to restock on things that you are out of or going to be running out of, or something you need a backup on, or is a good time to buy something that you've been wanting for a long time. But do not go crazy buying everything just because it's on sale. We're going to go through some products that I think are good. So if you're looking for a particular blush or something like that, I've got some suggestions. Keep in mind though, we're talking about stuff that's carried in Sephora, okay? So this stuff isn't going to be drugstore price. So don't come at me because this stuff is higher priced, okay? And it doesn't mean that there aren't drugstore priced alternatives, okay? These are just merely things that I like that are from Sephora. So with that, let's get started. First topic is makeup brushes. Sephora brand makeup brushes are actually really good. And with the sale, they're going to be 30% off. So definitely take advantage of that if that's something that you are needing or wanting. For hair tools, obviously, if you are really wanting a Dyson Airwrap or Shark brand hair tool, now would be a good time to get it, being that you can get some money off of it. Even 10% is a good chunk when the Dyson Airwraps are $600. Me personally, I can't stomach spending $600 on a hair tool. I just can't do it. But one of my favorite hair tools, the Bondi Boost Wave Wand, it's got the 3 barrels. And they have a 1-inch and a 1 1/4 inch size. I believe mine's the 1-inch, but I'm not positive. You can adjust the temperature on it, and it's a really good tool. It's what I used to style my hair today. So it's normally $58. So you can get between 10 and 20% off depending on what level you are. A couple of hair products that I really like is going to be the Amika The Cure hair mask. It's normally $42. It's a really thick hair mask. And so if you have like really fine hair, that's probably going to be too heavy for you. But if you've got a little bit of thicker, coarser hair, your hair should be able to handle it without being weighed down. And then the Olaplex shampoo and conditioner, those are really good choices, and they're a little pricey, so being able to get them on sale is a good deal. The next category is going to be fragrance. So there's plenty of them that I could talk about. Y'all know I've talked about Kayali Vanilla 28 in a previous video, and so that brand, the same brand, Kayali, has another one that I really like. The Yum Pistachio Gelato is a powdery gourmand type scent, which isn't typically what I go for, but it smells really good. I've been enjoying that. And Kayali, fragrance perfumes can be ridiculously expensive, okay? So, take like a Tom Ford fragrance, for instance. Their regular bottles are like $300. One of the things I like about Kayali is that they're still not cheap, but they're not nearly as expensive as like a Tom Ford or something like that. A full size is $138, but they have minis in a lot of them that are $32. So one, it's a lot cheaper, but two, it's not as big of a commitment. Fragrance is one of those things that, like, unless you really know what scent you like, blind buying fragrances can be kind of tricky. I usually, if I go into a Sephora, store, I'll kind of smell various things and see what I like and just make a mental note of it and maybe pick it up at a later date. But I generally don't like to just blind buy fragrance. It's just too risky for me. All right, let's move on to makeup. A lot of these things I've probably already mentioned. I'm trying to include things that I haven't previously mentioned in a previous video. But if you go back to one of my last videos of my favorites from 2023, a lot of those products are available in Sephora. And if they are, I believe the link that I put with those products goes to the Sephora site. So definitely refer back to that video to see what products I really enjoyed for last year. For primer, honestly, the only one from Sephora that's still one of the things that I love is the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer Base. It's a pore filling primer. It's a thick, kind of solid thing. You can see how much I have used out of there, so I'm definitely picking up another one of these during the sale. It fills the pores, smooths out those areas. I typically will use it where I have bigger pores near my T-zone, between my eyebrows and on my nose. I just haven't found anything else that works as well. A couple of foundations that I'm going to suggest is the Dior Backstage Face and Body and the YSL All Hours. Both of these have medium coverage, buildable to almost full coverage, and they give like what they call a luminous matte foundation, which doesn't really make sense to me. It's a natural finish. The Dior is $43 for this bottle, which I believe both of them are gonna be, okay, this is 1.7 ounces. Oh, okay. And the pretty big price difference. So the Dior Backstage is $43 for 1.7 ounces, and the YSL is $62 for 0.84 fluid ounces. Most foundations are going to be around 1 ounce. So for the Dior, you're getting almost twice the normal for $43. And YSL, you're getting less than the normal for $62. So just keep in mind those things. But I like both of them. If I had to pick between the two of them as what my favorite was, it would definitely be the Dior. For concealer, I really don't have a recommendation other than my tried and true, the Natasha Denona High Glam Serum Concealer. It's medium to full coverage. It comes in 50 colors and it's $30. I haven't found anything that comes close to it. I just love it. Now, that's not to say I won't try others. I just haven't found anything yet that works as well. For powder, I have two suggestions for that. So the first one's going to be the Givenchy Prism Libre. I have the color number 3, which is like the pinky toned powder. It's good for putting up under the eyes to set your concealer. It helps brighten this area with the pink color. And then the powder just in and of itself just smooths everything to almost give it like an airbrushed look. So I really do like it. Now, it comes in 6 colors. She is pricey, okay? $60, but they do also sell a mini version if you say don't want to commit to the full one or you don't want to spend that much money. The mini one is $31. The other suggestion that I'm gonna give, now this is without trying it, everybody sings its praises. I'm actually gonna order one and see for myself. The Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder. Now, that one, from what I understand, is a little bit better for oily skin. That's why I kind of want to try it, because I do get oily in my T-zone. And the Givenchy does well, but I still have some oil breakthrough, so I just wonder if the Huda Beauty would do a little bit better. It's a bit better on price. Full size is $38, but they do sell the minis as well for $22, and it comes in 10 colors. For bronzer, I had to mention the Rare Beauty bronzer stick. This is just, it's so good. For the price, and how easily it blends, like I have not found anything yet that blends as easily as the Rare Beauty. The color I have is Bright Side, which is a little bit more cool toned, but they do have 7 colors and the price is $26 for 7 grams. The other bronzer that I'm going to mention is the Westman Atelier. Now, this is a very popular bronzer stick, but it is a lot more expensive. Okay, it is in a stick form. I have the mini because I just couldn't imagine paying $48 for the full size. So I got the mini. I've actually got 2 colors. And the minis are $26. Now, these blend out really well too. They don't blend out quite as well as the Rare Beauty, which you may think is a bad thing, but there's a give and take, right? So Rare Beauty blends out really well because it's got a little bit more oil in it. Now, if you have naturally oily skin, using an oilier bronzer on your skin is not necessarily the best thing to do because it's going to end up just sliding around on your face, okay? So these, they blend easily, but not as well because they probably don't have as much oil. So if you have a little bit of an oilier complexion, then the Westman Atelier may be a better option. For blush, listen, there are tons of really great options for blush at Sephora, but one of the best deals I think there is going to be the Patrick Ta blush duos. This one, it comes with 2 blushes, okay? A cream formula and a powder formula. The cream is kept behind this little clear plastic door to keep it from drying out and to keep powder from getting all in there and getting all nasty. But this is a really, really good deal for a blush that is this high quality, and you get 2 of them. It's $38, okay? And I realize that is not cheap. That is not just a small amount of money. But in Sephora land, okay, where nothing is cheap, to find this high quality of a blush for $38 and you get 2 of them, and the colors are so freaking pretty. He's got 12 different colors, okay? And I'll be honest, I want more. I want more of them, but I have so many blushes already, and the colors that he has aren't super different than what I already have. And so I don't need to add any more to what I've already got in my collection. This one, the color is called She's Giving. And I really wanted like a cooler toned pink, because a lot of my blushes, even ones that are marketed as like a neutral type tone, not super warm, still pull pretty warm on me. So I wanted something that was cool toned and definitely not warm toned. It's the one I'm wearing today, and you can see it's not, you know, crazy Barbie pink. It's soft. Of course, they are pigmented. You can build them up, but you can also shear them down to where they're not looking crazy on you. This, without a doubt, best blush deal. For eyeshadow palettes, I've got 2 brands that I really, really love. No, I've got more than 2 brands that I really love, but my top 2 are going to be Natasha Denona and Huda Beauty. Now, I love Pat McGrath's eyeshadows, but this is just my suggestion to you. Do not buy anything Pat McGrath from Sephora, because Pat McGrath frequently has major sales on her website. 30%, sometimes 40% off of her eyeshadow palettes. So I would not buy them from Sephora where you're going to get 10 to 20% off. Okay, you're still spending too much, more than you have to. Now, for Natasha Denona, this was, of course, one of my favorite palettes from 2023. It's the I Need a Nude palette. It's a great staple for neutral looks. Looking at it, it looks like the color story is kind of boring, but the majority of people are going to wear these type of tones on a daily basis, okay? So you're going to get a lot of use out of it. And then she also has her mini palettes, which are like these little 5-pan palettes. The two I have here is the Mini Starlet and the My Mini Dream. So if you don't want to commit to a bigger Natasha Denona palette, you could always get the minis. And these two are kind of good little mini versions of the I Need a Nude. They're both really good options if, like I said, if you're not wanting to commit to the bigger palettes. The bigger Natasha Denona palettes are $69, and then the smaller ones are $27. The other eyeshadow palette that I want to talk about is Huda Beauty. It is the Pretty Grunge palette. This one came out at the end of last year, and most people really, really loved it. It's also fairly neutral in tone, but it's got some of these deeper shades that you can really smoke out a look. And then these like shimmer shades are crazy sparkly. They're so pretty. This palette, just like the bigger Natasha Denona one, is $69. So it'd be a good time to pick it up if this was something that you were interested in. For eyeliner, I still got to go with my Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner pencils. I still have not found anything that does as good as these. I did try Makeup Forever Aqua Resist pencil, and I like it, but it's not transfer proof. So if I put the Makeup Forever pencil on my upper waterline, as soon as I blink my eyes, it transfers down to my lower waterline. And here lately, I haven't been putting anything on my lower waterline. Now, I've got something on there today, but I don't always want eyeliner on my lower waterline. So if I don't want it on there, then I can't use the Makeup Forever. It's not transfer resistant. It does also smudge a little bit in the corner of my eyes. Now, we're talking like hours into wearing it, but it smudges nonetheless. Whereas my Urban Decay ones, they don't transfer and they don't smudge. They come in 32 colors, okay? You're bound to find something that you like there. And they are $23. The next category is mascara. Y'all know my two ride or die products from Sephora is the Too Faced Foreplay Mascara Primer and the Benefit Fan Fest Lash. Now, I still love those. That has not changed. But I have recently tried the Lancome Idole. Now, this is the waterproof version of this. I have found that waterproof mascaras just work a little bit better on my lashes. My lashes are really straight. They, stick straight out and they have no natural curve to them. And if I use a mascara product or formula that's really heavy, it just weighs them right back down. They just fall right back flat. But a waterproof mascara helps hold the curl a little bit better. So that's why I got waterproof version. And that is what I've got on my eyes today. It is $30. It's supposedly lifting and volumizing. I like it because it does lengthen them a little bit and it adds a little bit of volume. I mostly like lengthening formulas, but I do want a little bit of volume built up at the root. I don't like mascaras that make your lashes like super, super thick. That's just not my personal style. Plus, those formulas do tend to be a little heavy and weigh my lashes back down. So I like the lengthening with a little bit of volume. and this one's been really good. For lips, I've got 3 recommendations. First, honestly, anything from Charlotte Tilbury. I like all of the lip products that I have tried from her, whether it be the lipsticks, the lip liners, the lip glosses. She's the one with the viral like Pillow Talk color, which is one of my favorites. I love it still to this day. I've got, and I can't, if I could find it, I have no idea where it went. My Pillow Talk lip liner is like literally like this long. I have used it so much. Her lip products range from $25 to $38, just depending on, you know, what the product is. Honestly, all of them are good. The next product, I've mentioned it before. It's the YSL Candy Glaze lipstick. It's what I'm wearing today in shade number 5. These, I just love them. They're thick enough to feel like they're coating your lips, but not sliding off. And they give a good bit of color. I feel like a lot of glosses tend to be really sheer, and so, you know, they'll come in, you know, several different colors, but yet when you put them on the lips, they all look the same. But the Candy Glaze ones, they have enough color to where they actually show on your lips, not just as a clear gloss with maybe a hint, a little sprinkle, if you will, of color. These are $42 and they come in 12 colors. They did just reformulate the lipstick version of these, so just know that there's kind of 2 versions that look alike. The lipstick version of these used to be in a gold tube, but now they have reformulated it and rebranded it, and now it comes in a silver tube as well. Now, I've heard great things about that lipstick. I haven't personally tried it, but the one that we are talking about right now is the Candy Glaze. All right, finally in lips. These, I feel like, are a little hidden gem. They are the Sephora brand lip liners. They're a gel retractable, but they do come with a sharpener in the end of them. And they're super creamy. They do last a good little while, and they're only $13. And so with the sale, they're 30% off of that. So super, super cheap. The 2 colors that I have are the Nudist and Creme de la Creme. But if I didn't have many lip liners already, I would pick up more of these. Okay, whew. Last category, setting sprays. I've got 2. One is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This one ranges from $23 to $51. The other one's going to be One Size On Till Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. This is literally like hairspray for your face, okay? But in a good way. But it kind of does smell like hairspray. Some people are going to be completely turned off by this. I love it. It works so well. This is a fairly new product, but I have already gone through mine and have a replacement, actually 2 replacements on the way. The bad thing about it is I go through it kind of fast. It ranges from $17 to $32 depending on what size can you get. All right, y'all, that concludes my recommendations. Now, obviously, this is not an exhaustive list. There are hundreds of other products that are wonderful and that I love from Sephora, but these are some of my favorites. And but let me know, are you planning on picking anything up? If you are, what are you wanting to get? Let me know if you want me to do a video showing what I did get from the sale. But I will say a lot of the stuff that I ordered are just replacements for empties. I just waited until the sale to order them, so I've just been limping along. with what I've got, which is really not limping along. I've got plenty. But with that said, I hope y'all have a good day. Remember, this is a good opportunity to get the stuff that you need or the stuff that you've been wanting for a long time, but do not feel like you need to go buy anything if you don't want to or if nothing's really tickling your pickle. I love y'all. Leave me any comments or questions down below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.